Desk. Just everybody, thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray. Gary has the day off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We will get to the check of your Storm Tracker 2 forecast in just a moment, but first some breaking news. We are in touch check of your Storm Tracker forecast and another sunny and hot day ahead, but we do run the risk for some thunderstorms to develop this afternoon. Let's take a live look at the city of Oneonta this morning, and with a look at your forecast, here of course is meteorologist Hannah Evans. Hannah, good morning.
Good morning. We are tracking warm weather to start already. It's pretty mild, 50s and 60s, 60 degrees in Whitesboro, 64 degrees in Richfield Springs, and still dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We saw a hot day yesterday. We actually beat a record high of 91 degrees. So today we are going to be hot again. We'll reach the mid to upper 80s this afternoon before those thunderstorms develop, which looks to be after 2 p.m. So still hot and hazy for this morning and early afternoon. And then it is possible to see some thunderstorms developing after 2 p.m. Nothing severe, and then they do end tonight with cooler weather ahead, but the weekend looks nice with some sun. So for today, expect sunshine, then thunderstorms rolling in. Highs will reach the upper 80s before the thunderstorms. I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, look forward to that. Let's get right to it. The bill to
Welcome back. Today we will be dry up until the early afternoon. Then after 2 p.m. we start to see some scattered thunderstorms come in, so that will bring some much needed rain to the area. It looks to end tonight, and then we will be dry for both tomorrow and Sunday with some sunshine over the weekend. We'll just be a little bit cooler after these thunderstorms move through. Next week is trending cooler, and it looks like we will be seeing some more scattered showers start to come in. So today looks like to be our last really hot day. We'll be in the upper 80s before those thunderstorms roll through, and then over the weekend we'll still be pretty warm, mid to upper 70s, with a much cooler trend heading into next week. We'll start to be below average, just near 70 for the high temperature. So far this weekend is looking nice. We'll be seeing some clouds tomorrow morning, and then clouds make way for sunshine. We'll reach the upper 70s, and then Sunday it is going to be sunnier, but it's going to be a little bit cooler. We'll be in the low to mid 70s. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. New this morning.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with clear skies again this morning. It's going to get warm again today before some thunderstorms roll in. So let's take a look at downtown Utica. Should be a nice sunrise once again. It's going to be hot and hazy for most of the morning and early afternoon. We will reach the upper 80s. Then a cold front comes in and brings in some scattered thunderstorms. So temperatures right now already pretty mild, 50s and 60s once again. 57 degrees in Dowdesville, 56 degrees in Westmoreland, and 60 degrees in Whitesboro. And taking a look to the south, we have 56 degrees in Cooperstown and 50 degrees in Skenevis. Still dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but that will finally change today. We will be seeing breezy conditions start to come in ahead of this cold front. We will also see some clouds, and we will be seeing scattered thunderstorms after 2 p.m. through the evening. But in between these thunderstorms, peaks of sunshine is possible. We are finally going to start to get some wind in the area as well. It looks to get breezy today because of this cold front, and it will trend breezy for the weekend and even into next week. But with these thunderstorms, nothing severe we are expecting at all. We are just going to be seeing scattered thunderstorms. That's going to bring some downpours at some time, and it could get a little bit windy. But that's it. Nothing too severe to worry about for this afternoon. But if you did have anything planned today, like maybe eating outside throughout the day, you should be fine up until 2 p.m. if you want to get any yard work done or anything like that. But then around 4 p.m. we start to see scattered thunderstorms. Same thing for this evening. They look to clear out at around 10, 11 p.m. We will be seeing dry conditions for the weekend. We cool down a bit. We'll just be in the upper 70s for the high temperature tomorrow, seeing some leftover clouds in the morning with sunshine for the rest of the day. And it will be sunnier on Sunday, but it's going to be a little bit cooler as highs just reach the mid-70s. So on our Skycast today, we'll see up around noon, we'll still be pretty warm, mid-80s at this time. We start to see some pop-up showers develop, and then scattered thunderstorms come in for the rest of the afternoon and evening. This does look to continue around till 10 p.m. That's when it does dry out. And then we'll be seeing some leftover clouds tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, we will be seeing sunshine come in the afternoon, a little bit breezy with highs reaching the upper 70s. So it should be a nice day tomorrow, just a little bit cooler than the hot weather we've been seeing. So for today, expect sunshine. Then we see some clouds start to come in, but in between the thunderstorms that roll through, we will be seeing peaks of sunshine. And then tonight, the thunderstorms continue until about 10 p.m. That's when they do clear out. We'll be starting out with some clouds tomorrow morning and some sunshine coming in later. We'll still be warm, but not as hot as it has been. We'll be a little bit cooler on Sunday, and then next week is trending cooler and rainy, Steve.
All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. It has been a great stretch, but we were talking in the break. We desperately need the rain. It's very, very dry out there, and but isn't it crazy? It's so warm, almost like July or August, and then next week's going to seem like April. It's
Yes, in the 60s. So.
crazy. So we hope you've enjoyed it.
Yes.
All good things come to an end, but nice weekend ahead, so that's great.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Hannah. We'll check in again shortly. A wayward horse, Murray Gary, has the day off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Got a lot to get to this half hour to sunrise, but first we want to get a check of that forecast. And another hot day, but there's a change.
Yes, so we'll be seeing hot weather in the morning, and then we'll be seeing thunderstorms develop in the afternoon and evening. So it will cool down over the weekend because of these thunderstorms.
All right, well, like I said, all good things come to an end. So we hope you've enjoyed this stretch of weather.
Yeah,
right?
this really hot weather.
No doubt.
So let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. We're mild this morning again, 50s and 60s, 63 degrees in Richfield Springs, 59 degrees in Whitesboro, and we are still dry on our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar, but some much needed rain is on the way. So this morning and early afternoon, it's still going to be hot and hazy. We'll reach the upper 80s, but then we see a cold front move in. That brings in pop-up scattered thunderstorms after 2 p.m. and it continues for the evening. And then we'll be seeing cooler weather ahead. So we'll dry out from this tonight. The weekend looks nice, but then next week is trending cooler. So for today, expect sunshine to start. Then we'll be seeing those thunderstorms roll in this afternoon and evening. I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. We will check in with you a little bit later.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Today we are going to be pretty warm before some thunderstorms come in. We'll reach the upper 80s. Thunderstorms are possible after 2 p.m. and they end tonight. That will cool us down a little bit for the weekend, but we'll still be warm. We'll be in the 70s. And then next week is trending cooler with some rain in the forecast. We'll be in the low 70s and upper 60s. So for today, if you want ice cream, still I would recommend eating it fast because it's still going to be warm for most of this morning and early afternoon. And then once the thunderstorms roll in, we'll be in the 70s and then we'll cool down as we head into the weekend. So thunderstorms are possible this afternoon. They are going to be scattered and they aren't going to be severe, so nothing really to worry about. And then after this cold front moves through, it will start to cool us down next week. We are going to trend cooler with some rain in the forecast. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. In America today, those
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with clear skies once again this morning, and it is going to be another warm day as we reach the upper 80s. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. Nice sunrise to start. We are mild at this point, and we will be hot today before some thunderstorms roll in. Our temperatures this morning are in the 50s to 60s. Once again, we have 57 degrees in Dalledgeville and Inlet, 59 degrees in Whitesboro, and looking to the south, we have 55 degrees in Cooperstown, 50 degrees in Skenevis and in Sherburne. Still dry on our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We will be seeing sunshine this morning and early afternoon, but then things are going to change. We do see a cold front move in. That brings the possibility of some scattered thunderstorms after 2 p.m. today. It also gets a little bit breezy with this, and we will finally start to see some wind come in. So we'll be breezy for the weekend and into next week as we start to trend a little bit cooler. The thunderstorms coming in this afternoon don't pose a severe weather risk at all. should be fine, nothing to worry about. We may just be seeing some heavy downpours in between these thunderstorms, which is much needed, and it could get a little bit windy. So if you did want to do anything outside today, like yard work, maybe you had any plans to eat outside, or if you're going for a walk or run, should still be fine up until noon, 1 p.m. Then as we head into later, we start to see the scattered thunderstorms. 4 p.m., our temperature will be dropping as well. And the same thing for 7, 8 p.m. They don't look to move through until around 10. We will be drying out for the weekend, just a little bit cooler. We'll be in the upper 70s tomorrow, so still warm, but just not as hot. Some clouds in the morning give way to sun for the afternoon, and then we will be sunnier on Sunday, but it's going to be cooler as we just reach the low to mid 70s. So for today, we start out pretty mild. We'll reach the mid to upper 80s with some sun, and then around 2 p.m. we start to see these thunderstorms develop. They will still continue around dinner time, and they don't look to end until 10. Then tonight we'll just fall to the 60s once again, and we'll start out with some clouds tomorrow morning. Clouds make way for sunshine tomorrow afternoon. We'll reach the mid to upper 70s, a little bit breezy, but overall still a nice day. So for the rest of today, expect those thunderstorms to roll in after 2 p.m. We'll be seeing highs reach the mid to upper 80s before that. And then tonight we'll drop to the 60s as those thunderstorms move out. So because of that cold front moving through, we cool down a little bit for the weekend. Upper 70s tomorrow, mid 70s Sunday, and then next weekend is trending cooler and rainy. Steve.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we talked earlier, we need the rain, we know that, but just so wild because it was so hot the past 3 days. And then, you know, with that temperature fluctuation.
And then back to the 60s.
And then back to the 60s. So here we go. If you don't like it, wait 10 minutes, it changes. That's the old saying. All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. Well, still ahead on Sunrise, June is joining us. I'm Steve McMurray. Gary is off today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We will get to your check of Storm Tracker 2 forecast in just a moment, but first, we are in touch with State 2 forecast. Another sunny and hot day ahead, but we run the risk for some thunderstorms to develop this afternoon and bring us back to reality. Here is a live look over the city of Oneonta this morning from high atop Hartwick College. Let's get over to meteorologist Hannah Evans and a first look at the forecast. Hannah, good morning.
Good morning. We are tracking mild weather to start. 50s and 60s once again. 63 degrees in Richfield Springs, 58 degrees in Whitesboro and Earlville. And we're still dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but some much needed rain is on the way. Today will still be hot and hazy for most of the morning and early afternoon. We'll reach the upper 80s before thunderstorms are possible. After 2 p.m., they will start to roll through, and they won't end until 10 p.m. But then we'll be seeing a nice weekend, just a little bit cooler, with cooler weather trending next week. So for today, expect sunshine before thunderstorms come in. They're not going to be severe. They will be scattered. Highs will reach the mid to upper 80s before the thunderstorms roll in. I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it. The bill to
Welcome back. Today we are going to be dry with some sunshine through the early afternoon, and then we see thunderstorms develop due to a cold front. They are going to be scattered. They won't be severe, but so much needed rain is on the way. We do dry out tonight for a nice dry weekend. It's just going to be a little bit cooler, and then we are trending cooler and rainy next week. So it looks like today is our last really hot day as we reach the mid to upper 80s before the thunderstorms roll in. We'll still be warm over the weekend. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s with some sun. But then next week we are trending rainy and cooler. We're back to below average temperatures into the 60s. So it looks like tomorrow we are going to start out with clouds in the morning. That makes way for sunshine, and we'll reach the upper 70s. We will be sunnier on Sunday, but it's going to be a little bit cooler with highs just in the low to mid 70s. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. New this morning after
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with sunshine this morning, and it's going to get hot today before thunderstorms develop. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. Nice sunrise to start. We are mild, and we'll reach the mid to upper 80s before we see some thunderstorms rolling in. Our sky watchers already have us in the 50s to 60s, 60 degrees in Deerfield, 58 degrees in Clinton and Old Forge. And if we take a look to the south, we have 56 degrees in Hartwick and in Milford. So overall, not a bad start to the day. Will be nice and warm up until a little bit after noon, and then thunderstorms develop. So dry at this point on our Yorkville Battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but some much needed rain is on the way due to a cold front. Those thunderstorms look to develop after 2 p.m. And because of this, we do get a little bit breezy today, with breezy conditions continuing for the weekend and into next week. So the thunderstorms that come in are not going to be severe, so no need to worry about that. But we are going to be seeing some heavy downfalls between these thunderstorms, along with it could get a little bit windy, but that rain is definitely needed as we have been dry and hot for so long. So if you did have anything planned today, maybe eating outside, if you want to do any yard work or go for a walk or a run, you should be fine up till 2 p.m. That's when it's going to get pretty hot with some sun. Then once we head into 2 to 4, we start to see those scattered thunderstorms rolling in. We'll cool down a little bit, and then we'll be in the low 70s by this evening with those thunderstorms continuing. They look to end at around 10 p.m. So we'll dry out for the weekend, but we'll be much cooler. Mid to upper 70s tomorrow with some clouds in the morning giving way to sunshine. And then we'll be sunny on Sunday, but it's going to be a little bit cooler than Saturday. We'll be in the low to mid 70s, but not a bad weekend to get outside and enjoy it. On our Skycast today, we'll get hot again, mid to upper 80s before the thunderstorms move in. Then in the afternoon, we'll start to see these develop. They will continue through the evening, and then we'll dry out at 10, 11 p.m. We'll see some clouds to start off Saturday morning. Those clouds make way for sunshine in the afternoon. We'll reach the mid to upper 70s. We actually will be a little bit breezy tomorrow. So for the rest of today, expect those thunderstorms to develop in the afternoon. But otherwise, it's going to be sunny and hot up until then. We do get a little bit breezy because of this, and then they do look to end tonight around 10, 11 p.m. Tomorrow will be a little bit cooler. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s with morning clouds giving way to sunshine. We'll see sunshine on Sunday. We are trending cooler and rainy next week, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. And again, eye to the sky, not severe storms, but you know if it's going to go from 90 down to the 60s, something's got to happen.
Yes.
So, but not severe, which is good news. All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. Well, a wayward horse commanded by... Thank you for joining us. I am Steve McMurray. Gary is off today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We have a lot to get to this half hour of sunrise, but first we want to get a check of that forecast. And they say all good things must come to an end. This stretch of hot weather, not much left of it.
Yes, so we're going to cool down into the 70s this weekend, and then next week we look to be in the 60s.
Wow, so going back for really true spring, like as we get closer to summer. That's about right.
Yes, of course. So let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. We're starting out in the 50s and 60s again this morning. 58 degrees in Whitesboro and Earlville, 63 degrees in Richfield Springs, and then we will be dry for this morning and early afternoon. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but some much needed rain is on the way today. So we will be hot and hazy today. Once again, we'll reach the mid to upper 80s, and then thunderstorms develop after 2 p.m. They are going to be scattered and they won't be severe, ending by 10, 11 p.m. tonight. After that, we'll be much cooler. We'll still have a nice weekend in the 70s with sun, and then we'll be cooler next week, trending rainy as well. So for today, expect sunshine, then those thunderstorms develop this afternoon and evening. Highs will reach the mid to upper 80s before this. I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. We'll check in with you a little later on. Well, we're getting a clear...
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. We are going to get hot again today, but then thunderstorms develop due to a cold front this afternoon and evening. That will cool us down a little bit for the weekend, but we'll still be nice and warm in the 70s. We'll trend cooler and rainy next week as we see temperatures fall even into just the 60s. So if you are getting ice cream today, it's still a nice hot day for this. We are going to be seeing temperatures in the 80s. I would definitely recommend eating it fast. It's not going to be too humid today, but then we do see those thunderstorms move through, and that will cool us down for the evening. So today, expected to be hot and hazy up until early afternoon. Then we see showers and thunderstorms moving throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening, and then we'll cool down even a little bit for the weekend, but we'll really cool down next week. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. WOUR.
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with sunshine this morning. It's going to get hot today again before thunderstorms develop. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Not a cloud in the sky to start. We are seeing another nice mild morning. We will reach the mid to upper 80s early this afternoon, and then we will see some much needed rain come in. Our sky watchers have us in the 50s and 60s this morning. 60 degrees in Deerfield, 58 degrees in Old Forge and Clinton. And taking a look to the south, we have 57 degrees in Cooperstown and 56 degrees in Hartwick and in Milford. So another mild start. We are still dry on our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. We will see a cold front move in that will bring some scattered thunderstorms that look to develop after 2 p.m. and then they will end tonight. So Nala and her neighbor Emma this morning are super excited. Emma is getting ready. She's stretching a little bit. She's waiting for Nala to sunbathe this morning and afternoon, and then they'll try to be brave when we start to see some scattered thunderstorms roll through. They're not going to be severe though, so nothing to really worry about. The only thing is that we're probably going to be seeing some heavy rain downpouring in between these thunderstorms, along with windy conditions developing as well. But this is much needed rain, and once again, it's not looking to be severe. So if you do have anything planned outside today, like maybe you want to eat outside or do any yard work, go for a walk or a run, I would say you're probably fine up until around 2 p.m. We will be warm and sunny at that point. Then we start to see some scattered thunderstorms develop. They will last through the rest of the afternoon and evening. We will be seeing temperatures dropping at this point as well. And then we will be seeing some peaks of sunshine also between where the thunderstorms develop. We will dry out for the weekend. We'll just be a little bit cooler than what we have been seeing. Mid to upper 70s tomorrow. We will start out with clouds and then see those clouds make way for some sunshine, a nice day. And then we will be sunny on Sunday, but it's going to be a little bit cooler than tomorrow. We'll just be in the low to mid 70s. So a little bit of a cool down this weekend. We'll trend cooler and rainy next week. So on our skycast here today, we will reach the mid to upper 80s. Then those thunderstorms develop after 2 p.m. They will continue for the rest of the day, but as we can see, peaks of sunshine possible in between these, and they end by 11 p.m. Tonight we fall into the 60s. We will start out in the 60s tomorrow with cloud cover. Those clouds make way for sunshine. We'll be warm and sunny for the rest of the afternoon, reaching the mid to upper 70s, almost near 80 degrees with a little bit of a breeze. So for the rest of today, expect to start out with some sun for this morning and early afternoon. Then we do see scattered thunderstorms. Tonight will fall into the 60s as those thunderstorms end. Tomorrow will dry out, starting out with clouds in the morning and seeing sunshine later. We'll cool down a little bit over the weekend. We'll be in the 70s. And then next week is trending cooler and rainy, Steve.
All right, so definitely back to reality for next week. You know, above average temperatures for so long, then next week goes to below average. So I guess it averages all out at some point.
Yes, I guess so, unfortunately.
Unbelievable. So, all right, so just eye to the sky today, but nothing severe. That's good to know. All right, thanks, Hannah. Well, still ahead on sunrise.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray. Gary has the day off. Well, Hannah will join us in just a second with our Storm Tracker 2 forecast, but we have some breaking news for you. We're reaching Storm Tracker forecast, another sunny and hot day ahead, but we do run the risk for some thunderstorms to develop this afternoon. Take a live look over the city of Oneonta this morning. There you see it from the top of Hartwick College. And for more on that forecast, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Steve. We are tracking warm weather already to start. We're mostly in the 60s now, 62 degrees in Whitesboro and 64 degrees in Richfield Springs. And we are still dry and sunny to start on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. But we will be seeing thunderstorms roll in later. So much needed rain is on the way this afternoon. So we're still going to be hot and hazy. We'll reach the mid to upper 80s before the thunderstorms come in. And it is possible for them to develop after 2 p.m. They are going to be scattered, but we are going to be seeing some much needed rain in between these thunderstorms. They end tonight and will cool down for the weekend. Still nice and warm over the weekend. We'll be in the 70s, and next week is trending cooler than that and rainy. So for today, expect sunshine. Then we see thunderstorms come in. They are going to be scattered. We'll reach the mid to upper 80s before this, though. And I will talk more about the weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with sunshine this morning. We are going to be seeing some thunderstorms develop this afternoon. Let's take a look now at downtown Utica. Blue skies, some cloud cover coming in at this point this morning. We are starting out mild, and we will get hot in the upper 80s this afternoon before those thunderstorms roll in. So our sky watchers have us in the 50s and 60s at this point, 60 degrees in Deerfield and 57 degrees in New Hartford. And if we take a look to the south, we have 57 degrees in Cooperstown, 58 degrees in Westford. We are still dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but some much needed rain is on the way. We see a cold front come in that does bring in some pop-up thunderstorms after 2 p.m. for the rest of the afternoon and evening. They aren't going to be severe though, so they're going to be non-severe thunderstorms. The only thing that they're going to bring is downpours at time, which is good because we do need that at this point, and it could get a little bit windy when these thunderstorms are moving through. But that's it, nothing severe. They look to start after 2 and continue for the evening. So if you did have anything planned outside today, if you want to eat outside, go for a walk, run, do any yard work, definitely get that done this morning. By noon, we should still be good. We'll be warm though at this time, mid-80s. And then after 2, we start to see those scattered thunderstorms. They look to continue through the evening and will drop in temperature down to the upper 60s by 8, 9 p.m. Over the weekend, we will be a little bit cooler after this cold front moves through. We will be seeing some clouds tomorrow morning still lingering, but then sun comes in later. It's going to be warm tomorrow, upper 70s. A little bit cooler on Sunday. We'll be in the lower to mid 70s, but we're still tracking dry conditions and sunshine. So for today, expect to reach the mid to upper 80s this afternoon before those pop-up thunderstorms develop. They look to continue for the rest of the afternoon and evening. They are going to be scattered, but we may be seeing heavy rain at times, and they will end by 11 p.m. Tomorrow we'll start out in the 60s with cloud cover, but those clouds make way for sunshine and will warm up. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s for the rest of the day tomorrow, a little bit breezy as well. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine, then clouds come in a little bit. Then we see those scattered thunderstorms after 2 p.m. It gets hot before this, and then tonight we drop into the 60s as those thunderstorms clear out. Tomorrow we'll start out with clouds in the morning. The clouds make way for sunshine. We'll be in the upper 70s, a little bit warmer tomorrow, but we're cooler compared to what we're used to. We'll be in the low to mid 70s on Sunday with some sunshine, and then next week is trending cooler and rainy as highs just reach the 60s near 70.
Weather for the Ride for Missing and Exploited Children. Let's get a look at your forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans in the Weather Center.
We are tracking hot weather at this point. We are going to be seeing some pop-up thunderstorms come in this afternoon and evening. So right now we're measuring 83 degrees at the Rivers Park Airport in Rome. So still warm, not humid though. We're still pretty dry, and we are seeing just a little bit of a breeze with sunshine. But we are going to start to see some pop-up thunderstorms coming in at this point. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We can see a couple forming just east of Little Falls and east of Stratford here at noon. They will continue to pop up for the rest of the afternoon and evening. Any storms that we do see, though, are going to be quick and they're not going to be severe. So we're still hot and hazy today, not humid, though. Thunderstorms possible here today, and then we will be seeing cooler weather ahead because these storms are from a cold front, so will cool us down a little bit for the weekend. So for the rest of today, expect those thunderstorms to start to pop up. It will turn breezy, and I will talk a little bit more about the weekend forecast coming up. Katrina.
Thank you, Hannah. Farm Fest 2023 is on.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking some sunshine this afternoon, but thunderstorms will start to develop. So let's take a look now at downtown Utica. We can see blue skies. We're also seeing a little bit of cloud cover here. We are pretty warm still. Most of us are in the mid 80s. We will stay warm today until thunderstorms roll through That will cool us down a little bit over the weekend. So our sky watchers have us mostly in the 80s this afternoon. We have 85 degrees in Ilion, 84 degrees in Cassville and Mohawk, and 82 degrees in Old Forge. Overall, a pretty warm day so far. It's hot outside again with that sunshine. We will be seeing some thunderstorms develop though. So here is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. At this point, most of these storms do look to stay towards the eastern portion, east of our viewing area. They are going to be very small storms. If we do see any that will develop later, they are going to move through really quickly and they are just kind of going to pop up. This is due to a cold front moving in, and once these storms move through, they look to end around 10-11 p.m. tonight, and we will dry out for the weekend. So Nala and her neighbor Emma here this afternoon are really excited. They're sunbathing today. Emma's actually stretching. She's really enjoying the sunshine by the window, and they'll try to be brave if any thunderstorms roll through later and they see it through the window. They're not going to be severe though. Any thunderstorms that are going to be a little bit more severe are going to stay towards the east of us. We're in the area where it is non-severe. If anything, a quick downpour is possible in between these storms, along with breezy conditions kind of coming in with these storms as well. But once again, if we do see anything, they'll move through pretty quickly, and we'll still be seeing sunshine in between these storms. So if you wanted to golf this afternoon, it should be fine for that up until 3 p.m. Then we'll start to see some more thunderstorms form for the rest of the afternoon and evening, and we'll start to drop in temperature as well. Tonight we'll drop to the 60s, and then we'll cool down for the weekend. Just the upper 70s tomorrow, and in the mid 70s on Sunday. We'll be seeing sunshine, but it is good to point out that we'll start out with cloudy conditions tomorrow morning before that. So on our Skycast today, we will be seeing these thunderstorms develop. We can see here nothing severe at all. A quick downpour is possible if it does move through your area. It's 50-50 chance, and then we'll dry out 11 p.m. tonight. We'll see clouds to start tomorrow morning. Clouds make way for sunshine for the day. Will be breezy and a little bit cooler than what we're used to. Highs will just be in the upper 70s. So for the rest of today, expect sunshine, but then we see pop-up thunderstorms possible. We'll reach the mid to upper 80s, and then tonight we'll drop into the 60s as those thunderstorms clear out. A little bit cooler than what we have been seeing. Upper 70s tomorrow and lower 70s on Sunday, and then we have a chance of rain almost every day next week with cooler weather. Katrina.
Thank you so much, Hannah. The city of Utica kicked over to the Weather Center with meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are hot at this hour. We are still tracking no humidity though, and we are seeing some sunshine. So right now we're measuring 83 degrees at the Rivers-Park Airport in Rome. A little bit breezy as well with no humidity, so it should feel a little bit better. But we are seeing sunshine, so it is definitely feeling hot. And here's our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are dry for our viewing area, but we are seeing some pop-up thunderstorms developing to the east of our viewing area, just east of Little Falls and Stratford. Pop-up thunderstorms are possible for the afternoon and evening as a cold front does approach. So today, still hot and hazy. For us, pop-up thunderstorms are possible this afternoon and evening. 50-50 chance we'll see them since they will be pop-up, scattered, and they are going to be short-lived. After the thunderstorms, cooler weather ahead. So for today, expect it to get warm with those thunderstorms, and I will talk a little bit more about this coming up, Katrina.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Russian forces.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are still seeing sunshine now, and it is getting hot with temperatures in the 80s again. So let's take a look at downtown Utica. Blue skies with some clouds as well. It's still hot, but it's not humid, and we're seeing a little bit of a breeze today. Our sky watchers have us in the 80s, 85 degrees in Ilion, 84 degrees in Cassville and Mohawk, and 82 degrees in Old Forge. So still a pretty hot afternoon, and we are seeing sunshine. But we are seeing some pop-up thunderstorms developing. Here's our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As we can see here, a few pop-up thunderstorms to the eastern portion of our viewing area. Looks like most of these thunderstorms here this early afternoon are going to stay east of us, but then we will be seeing some pop-up thunderstorms develop later. And for the evening, 50-50 chance of seeing some thunderstorms, but if we do see any, they are not going to be severe, and they will move through pretty quickly. So Emma and Nala are enjoying enjoying the sun while we have it, along with the heat. Once these thunderstorms do develop, it does cool down a little bit. So today, Nala and Emma are soaking up the sunshine right now. Once again, not severe. Thunderstorms are going to be a little bit more severe to the east of us, but still not severe. If we do see any, once again, they'll move through pretty quickly. If anything, we'll see a quick downpour, and we'll get a little bit breezy at this time. So if you did want to golf this afternoon, it looks fine now and for the next hour or two. But once we do see pop-up thunderstorms develop, it is possible to kind of see them. They are going to be scattered, though, so not all of us are going to be seeing these thunderstorms. It's very hard to pinpoint where they will fall, but if we do see one, it rolls through pretty quickly, and just a quick downpour is possible. This continues through the evening. It will start to cool down, and then we'll fall into the 60s tonight. We'll cool down because this is a cold front that moves through, so over the weekend, it's still going to be warm, but not as hot as we have been seeing. Upper 70s tomorrow. We'll start out with some clouds left over and then sunshine later. And on Sunday, we'll be in the lower to mid 70s. So on our Skycast today, we see these pop-up thunderstorms develop to the east of us first. They look to move towards us around 4 or 5 p.m. and then that will continue. Once again, they're not going to be severe, and we will clear out by 10, 11 p.m. We'll start out with some leftover clouds tomorrow morning. The clouds make way for sunshine. We'll get warm, but not as hot as we have been seeing. Temperatures will reach the upper 70s with breezy conditions. So for the rest of today, expect a passing thunderstorm possible. We'll reach the upper 80s again before these thunderstorms start moving through. Then it will cool down, and tonight will still be mild as we dry out. We'll have a low in the 60s. We'll cool down for the weekend. Upper 70s tomorrow, lower 70s Sunday, and next week is trending cool and rainy. Katrina.
Thank you so much, Hannah. The Rochester...
We have a lot to get to tonight. We just told you about some of those stories, but we have an active weather scene as the wind's picking up here on Smith Hill.
A few rumbles of thunder, quite loud. Many of you have already experienced the thunderstorms. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking from the Weather Center.
A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings with this. In fact, the one that we did have just expired. This is still having a very large impact. There's a lot of thunder, there's a lot of lightning, and even though the winds with these are below what we would consider severe, I want you to get inside anyway. We're getting a lot of lightning with these. We've counted over 100 strikes in the past half hour. And again, these are having a pretty high impact across the area. I wouldn't be surprised if we did get additional warnings with these, especially the one in Otsego County. This is the one I'm keeping an eye on, moving southward. It's over Richfield now. It could be producing some hail as it continues to drift south towards Schuyler Lake at 511, Snowden at 522, and Field Crossing at 532. We also have a stronger storm in the southwestern part of Herkimer County. Again, you can see all the lightning strikes that are coming from these, and you can see the updates with this as well. These have been just missing Utica, and I think they will miss Utica here over the next half an hour or so. We'll keep an eye on this very closely. These storms are generally moving from north to south, kind of an unusual direction here, and they'll continue to move into Otsego County. We'll continue to keep you posted on the progress of these throughout the newscast. It's 90, and that temperature reading comes from Griffiths and Rome, where it's just been a sunny afternoon. Rome missing out on those storms. As we look at the weather this evening, again, scattered storms will continue to roll through the area. We are tracking much cooler weather heading into the weekend. A look at that forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Following this breaking...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking thunderstorms that are producing some small hail, some gusty winds, and some frequent lightning. This is hail that was taken earlier, about an hour or so ago in Herkimer, with reports up to quarter-sized hail in the Mohawk Valley as those storms rolled through. And we can give credit to Denise for this video. We do appreciate the reports. This is a live look at our downtown camera where the sun is shining in Utica, but in the distance, and not far in the distance, those thunderstorm clouds are moving through. And today, that cutoff is right along the Oneida-Herkimer County line. In Herkimer County, Otsego County, lots of thunder and lightning with this. In fact, 147 strikes in just the last half hour. So producing a lot of thunder and lightning. These storms are generally moving from north to south with a very subtle westerly movement here too. Closer look at this. Again, at the moment, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, but these are right on the line of producing quarter-sized hail and wind gusts up to about 60 miles an hour. The strongest storms in southeastern Herkimer County, as well as central and northern Otsego County. There's, again, very slowly moving to the south, impacting areas along Route 20 just east of Richfield. We'll continue to track those storms as we head throughout the newscast. The storms are only around over for the next couple of hours. We do get a chance to dry out as we head into the start of the weekend. I know we could use some rain. Some of us are getting it today, but not everybody is. Temperatures over the weekend in the 70s. It will be breezy, but it will be a lot cooler. We're going to get away from the 90-degree weather that we've experienced over the past couple of days. A backdoor cold front producing storms this evening. Again, the strongest storms at the moment, Herkimer, Otsego County. Again, we'll continue to track these as that cold front continues to move in from the north. In general, most of us still under that chance of seeing a pop-up storm here up until about 9 to 10 o'clock this evening. And then we get a chance to dry out. Temperatures drop down into the 50s tonight. Saturday, we start out cloudy and kind of a gloomy start to the day, but we will see some sunshine. I think Saturday is going to be dry. I know we had the chance of a shower here earlier in the week, but it is trending drier. The weather Saturday night looks clear and kind of chilly. I think we'll drop down into the low 40s. Sunday, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures climb into the low 70s. Tonight, mild at a low of 61. Tomorrow, again, looking at decreasing clouds, temperatures in the mid-70s, breezy conditions. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather next week turns unsettled with some much-needed rainfall. We are running behind on rain, and I think we'll be able to make up some ground next week. But it comes at a cost of temperatures in the 60s. For some of us, I know some folks look forward to that.
Not me. All right, Bill, thank you.
Thanks, Bill. If you're center, Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking storms.
Yeah, we actually just took a power hit here on Smith Hill. We can see the lightning strike that did that. Be careful out there. Even though we don't have a lot of severe weather warnings in place, there's a lot of lightning that these storms are producing. So again, if you can hear thunder, you are within striking distance, and it's time to go indoors when thunder roars. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for western Otsego County. These storms today have had a history of producing some hail. We're getting hail reports from Richfield Springs, as well as earlier from Herkimer, and they've gotten as big as quarter size. So again, some decent-sized hail today. Let's put a storm track on these storms. They're generally moving from north to south with a very slight westerly movement with them too. Edmonston at 538, Morris at 609. Again, downpours, some much-needed rainfall with these too, but not everybody is experiencing these. We're also getting more developing storms in southern Oneida County. This is right over Sangerfield, producing some lightning strikes with this. I wouldn't be surprised if this one ends up producing some small hail too, as this tracks into Madison County. Again, we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Temperatures are cooling off with the rain, and again, we're going to continue to track storms here for the next couple of hours. We'll have coverage on these throughout the newscast too, and also, of course, to look at the weather over the weekend. That's coming up. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. It sounds like a Will Smith movie.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking some much-needed rainfall. Let's take a look at our tower camera overlooking Utica, and we're heading to the east, and you can see some dark clouds in the distance here. The rain is approaching the city. The worst of it so far today has been across Herkimer County. In fact, we've gotten some reports of hail. This picture from Andrew in East Herkimer, where hail has gotten as big as quarter-sized, and this was taken this afternoon at around 4 o'clock. These storms, again, having a history of producing some hail, are continuing to move into Otsego County. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We have a total of 111 lightning strikes over the past half hour. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for western Otsego County until 6 o'clock. The strongest part of this storm is right over Edmonston, but it is starting to weaken. We're not seeing some of the purple colors on the radar that is often indicative of hail, but still some locally heavy rainfall continues to fall in portions of Otsego County. Again, these storms are moving from north to south, kind of an unusual direction for that. Lightning strikes have increased in number right near the city of Utica, which Utica and areas west have been generally spared today, but it does look like some rain is starting to approach the city, and it looks like you'll get at least some rainfall out of this. Heavier rain continues to develop across southern Oneida County. Some small hail possible in areas like Sangerfield heading towards Hamilton. And again, these storms will be around for the next couple of hours before coming to an end as we head into tonight. And the weekend is looking generally sunny. Clouds Saturday morning giving way to sunshine, high of 74. It's a breezy weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, and also a lot cooler. We're going to get away from 90s. We'll see temperatures in the 70s. A backdoor cold front responsible for today's thunderstorms. And again, storms will continue to move to the south as we head into this evening. By 10 o'clock, things are generally over, and we're expecting to see clouds continue to move into the area tonight. A cloudy start to the weekend. Saturday looking overcast in the morning, but we'll see sunshine in the afternoon. Temperatures look to climb into the low 70s. Clear and on the cool side Saturday night, we drop down into the low 40s. Lots of sunshine expected on Sunday with highs in the low 70s. Storms end tonight. It's a mild night with generally cloudy skies, a low of 61. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds. Again, clouds giving way to sunshine, highs in the mid-70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather turns unsettled and a lot cooler here as we get into next week. Some showers on Monday, more of a widespread steady light rain Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with highs in the low to mid-60s. Sunshine returning Friday, highs in the low 70s. We'll continue to track the progress of these thunderstorms as they move through parts of central New York this evening. Live look at the radar at 6 o'clock. Stay with us.
I'm Kristen Copeland. For the first time in a few days, we are seeing some much needed rain.
Hearing the thunder too, and with those rain showers, the rumbles of thunder, and some lightning as well. We got to head right over to the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Yeah, we are tracking widespread showers and storms. Not every single area getting wet, but a lot of us did, especially across the Mohawk Valley. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The rain, the thunderstorms are moving from generally north to south. Lightning strikes around the city of Utica. The heaviest rain and thunder and lightning moving into Madison, Chenango, and Otsego counties. At the moment, we don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings, but I am keeping a close eye on this storm that's near Sherburne. That has a potential of producing some hail as it drifts to the south and east. We'll put a storm track on that as it continues to move south, heading towards Holmesville at around 6:40. This is all part of a cold front that will be bringing some cooler weather to our area this weekend. This video comes from Andrew in East Herkimer. A larger than quarter-sized hail reported in parts of the Mohawk Valley today. Again, those storms will continue to roll through the area, producing thunder and lightning. We're tracking some cooler weather for the weekend. A look at that forecast is coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. We're following breaking news.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. Showers, thunderstorms moving through central New York this evening, producing some small hail. This video taken earlier from Herkimer. We've had several reports of hail today in those storms that moved through the Mohawk Valley, and this video comes from Denise. This is a live look outside. This is from our tower cam in downtown Utica, looking east where the majority of the storms have been developing across Herkimer and Otsego County. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. At the moment, we are free and clear from severe thunderstorm warnings, but that might change. Got a couple of storms that are right on the border of becoming severe. 111 lightning strikes in this cluster of thunderstorms impacting our area over the past half hour. Remember, if you can hear thunder, it's time to get inside because you're within striking distance of lightning. A couple of areas to point out here. This red in southern Otsego County, likely producing some small hail. This is near Otsego, just to the west of Otsego. again, producing a lot of thunder, lightning, heavy rain. There's also another cluster right over Sherburne, again, drifting to the south. Again, these two areas are marginal in terms of being able to produce severe weather, that being quarter-sized hail or 60-mile-an-hour winds. And then to the north we go. We have more showers, thunderstorms moving into Herkimer County and the very eastern part of Oneida County. Utica points west, generally missing this activity. We all need the rain. Some of us are getting it more than others. This weekend, we are looking at dry conditions. Clouds early Saturday gives way to sunshine, and it's breezy and it's much cooler throughout the weekend. Actually, a very comfortable weekend, too, as that backdoor cold front continues to move through. That's going to be what's responsible for bringing us this change in our weather. Radar and satellite image, again, tracking showers and thunderstorms this evening. We do have the chance of seeing more storms up until about 8 to 9 o'clock, and as we lose the heating of the sun, those storms will generally weaken. We're expecting dry weather to start the weekend. It's cloudy Saturday morning, kind of gloomy at first. Temperatures start out near 60 degrees. Clouds give way to sunshine. The breeze picks up. It's generally a pleasant Saturday. Again, much cooler with temperatures in the 70s. On the cooler side, Saturday night, as we drop down into the low 40s across the area, plenty of sunshine on Sunday. Temperatures climb into the 70s. So a generally nice weekend ahead. Mild tonight, down to 61. Breezy tomorrow. Clouds give way to sunshine, a high of 74. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Next week, we're expecting a big change in the weather and some much needed rainfall and several opportunities of seeing that. A few showers late Monday, 67. We're into the low 60s for highs on Tuesday, mid 60s Wednesday, upper 60s Thursday, with clouds and showers continuing. Again, we really do need the rain, very dry conditions, and there are opportunities looking ahead.
Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, time now for our first look at the forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Wow, did we have some light shows tonight?
Yeah, it's a couple of thunderstorms still in the area, capturing the full moon and the lightning strike at the same screen. Just took this about 20 minutes ago from Smith Hill.
Yeah, we got the light show out here at Smith Hill, that's for sure.
Not severe storms that are still around, but we did have quite the show earlier today. Temperatures are going to be trending cooler in the wake of this cold front. That's the big story as we head into the weekend. Our high today, we made it to 92. But it is not going to be that warm heading into the weekend. We'll be in the 70s, and looking ahead, much cooler weather. We'll be in the 60s as we head into early next week. We still have thunderstorms out there. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Otsego County getting thunderstorms. These are not severe, but they are creating quite the show, producing more rainfall in areas that already saw a decent amount of rain earlier this afternoon. Our temperature is 67 degrees. The cold front has not moved through yet. It is still a touch humid out there, the dew point up to 60. Going to bed tonight, a little uncomfortable out there, but if you leave the windows open, it should still cool off the house compared to what we saw earlier today. Again, we're tracking a much cooler weekend and some much needed rain chances as we look ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking a few thunderstorms in our area this evening. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A pretty good lightning show taking place in Otsego County this evening. We're getting thunder, lightning. These are not considered severe, in other words, not producing winds over 58 miles an hour or quarter-sized hail, but still, this is producing some locally heavy rain, and it's tracking from north to south. This will be cutting through Otsego County this evening. This is the main storm that we're watching and keeping an eye on across our area. Things are expected to quiet down as we head into tonight. Here's a time lapse of downtown Utica. This is our tower camera on the Nexus Center. You can see the clouds racing in from the north, and generally a very pleasant evening for most of central New York. We had those few storms this afternoon, but things have gotten a chance to quiet down. And we did get some hail earlier today. This is from Andrew and East Herkimer. Several reports of hail as large as quarter-sized. Again, that taking place earlier this afternoon. Another video of hail from Denise, again, also in Herkimer, where most of the hail fell. The weekend is looking a lot cooler. Temperatures drop into the 70s. Welcome relief after 2 days in the 90s. Clouds give way to sunshine tomorrow, and we're looking sunny on Sunday. Both days look dry and breezy, and again, much cooler compared to the past 2 days. For those of you looking for rainfall, we're not expecting any this weekend. Saturday and Sunday look dry, but Monday and Tuesday, there will be some better chances for rain. Scattered showers on Monday, and then more widespread rain Tuesday. Cold front dropping in from the northeast tonight. Winds will be turning generally into the north. We are watching for the possibility of smoke. There are a lot of wildfires that are burning to our north up towards Quebec. And we may see plumes of that smoke impact our weather this weekend. It's something we'll be keeping an eye on. Storm Tracker 2 skycasts tonight, looking at mostly cloudy skies overnight, lows in the low 60s. Clouds give way to sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures climb into the 70s. Tomorrow night, clear skies, chilly. We drop down into the low 40s. And a sunny day is expected on Sunday with highs in the low 70s. Mild tonight, 61 for the low. Tomorrow, clouds give way to sunshine, breezy, temperatures in the 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, low 70s set on Sunday. Showers return Monday afternoon, 67 for the high. It is on the cool side for next week with rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Time for a first look at the forecast. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Quite a light show we had out there, not only earlier this evening, how about just a short time ago?
Yeah, we're seeing a pretty good thunderstorm in Otsego County. We've been watching it throughout the evening. This is the full moon capturing a lightning strike. Took this picture about an hour ago from Smith Hill, so we're still getting some weather going on tonight.
Yeah.
This cold front is responsible for creating thunderstorms that we saw earlier today and also this evening. It's also going to bring a big drop in the temperature. We're going to be in the 70s this weekend, and it will be much cooler as we head into early next week. Here's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Otsego County, again, showers, thunderstorms continuing. These are not severe, but they are putting on quite a lightning show. And these will continue to drop to the south as we head into tonight. Our current temperature, 67 degrees. We have clear skies, and it's still pretty humid out there. Tonight, we're expecting overnight lows to drop down into the low 60s. A comfortable night ahead. You can leave the windows open and cool down the house. Again, some cooler weather this weekend. We're tracking that and our next chance of some much needed rain, and it's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, President.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are still tracking a few showers and even a thunderstorm in our area. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're moving into Otsego County. Some lightning strikes, some downpours, Cooperstown, Oneonta, Milford seeing some of the activity this evening. This is slowly drifting to the south. We've actually seen a pretty good lightning show from this. You can see this if you're looking south this evening, if you live in the Mohawk Valley or Route 20. It's still producing some flashes of lightning, and that will continue to drift out of our area as we head into the next hour or so. Here's a time lapse of downtown Utica this evening. You can see the clouds in the distance and the full moon, almost full moon on the rise. It becomes full tomorrow night. And again, the weather looks to be a lot cooler. This was earlier today. Andrew in East Herkimer getting some hail. We had up to quarter-sized hail today in parts of the Mohawk Valley. And here's another picture of the hail. This was in Herkimer from Denise. And again, looking at some quieter weather as we head into tomorrow. Not everybody got the rain. Anywhere west of Utica was generally dry. So again, some of us did luck out, some of us didn't. Clouds tomorrow morning giving way to sunshine, a high of 74. Sunday looks sunny with temperatures in the low 70s. The weather looks dry and generally sunny and much cooler here and breezy as we head into the entire weekend. Our next chance of rain looks to be Monday with some scattered showers. More widespread rain is expected as we look ahead to Tuesday. A backdoor cold front drops in from the north, and again, that's what's going to drop temperatures this weekend. I'm watching to the north this evening. Some wildfire smoke is starting to come into the picture, there are wildfires raging in Quebec, which is to our north. Right now, the winds are drifting some of that smoke to the south, so we may be seeing some of this smoke early in the weekend, but I think the prevailing winds will push most of it to our east as we head throughout the weekend. But again, hazy skies a possibility as we head into Saturday. Tonight, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, overnight lows in the low 60s. Clouds give way to sunshine tomorrow. Again, maybe some hazy skies. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Temperatures in the low 70s. Clear skies tomorrow night, and chilly. We're dropping down into the low 40s, and plenty of sunshine expected on Sunday. Mild tonight, low of 61. Tomorrow, clouds give way to sunshine, 74 for the high, breezy conditions. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, low 70s on Sunday. It turns cooler as we head into Monday. Showers return, and some much-needed widespread rain expected Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with temperatures in the low to mid-60s.
I noticed a lot of lawns, including my own. I don't know about yours. Brown.
Yeah,
Brown
it's-
spots. Will those 3 days of rain, will that really help the lawn? Is that enough?
I think so. Anything that we do get is going to